So coming all the way from Spain to be talking about how we deploy road inspection through AI, please welcome our first startup. Big applause to Juan Pan, founder and CTO of Agwea. Big applause for Juan. Thank you.
Hi. So, good morning. Yes, I am Juan Pan. I am one of the founders and the CTO of Agwea. Agwea is a company of artificial intelligence based on focus on civil engineering. And today I would like to share with you our solution for road inspection. Okay? Yeah, inspecting roads is not an easy task. Today we have two methods to do it. One of them implies moving people on site to measure the defects. And the second one is a bit more modern because we are taking video of the roads, but both of them requires a post-processing that is manual and then time-consuming and also subjective. For these reasons, these two methods are not feasible to have a detailed inspection of an entire road network, okay? And we need an efficient method because the network is vast and defects keep growing every day, okay? So it's crucial that we use the the maintenance budget wisely, okay? Assigning the proper priority to every task and avoiding overspending or micromanagement. So we propose a solution. Our solution, SPA, combines the use of drones for data acquisition, for image capture, and algorithms of computer vision to analyze this information. Everything is integrated in a fully automated process, so we can get the results in a very efficient way, and the best thing, in a really objective and repetitive way. Okay, our results are in line with international standards and are compatible with GAIS platforms. Here you can see the three typical phases of our projects: inspection by drones, analysis by AI, and results, automatic generation of results. But I would like to highlight that in most of cases, we are going to subcontract the first phase. Okay, why we do this? Because externalizing this task enables us to run several projects in parallel and in different geographies. Okay? And the right picture shows an extract of a PCI map, which is part of the results we provide. Okay, we get our revenue from selling these technical reports in a business-to-business base, which evolves to a subscription-based service. Okay? And finally, I would like to share some of the advantages. We like drones because they are really safe.
Juan, we're out of time.
Oh.
Final word? Tell them something?
No, it's okay, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Big applause for Juan. Thank you very much. Okay, judges, questions for Juan, please. Noelia?
Is it working? Yes. Thanks for the presentation, Juan. Just one simple question. Are you working only on the software part, only on the drone part, on both? Which is your focus?
Our main core is the analysis of the images and the post-processing of the results to provide a high-level insights. But of course, since we need to provide a specification to the flight providers, we need to make our own tests. So we have one pilot in the team and several drones as well to make all the tests on the roads.
Okay, any other question?
Yeah, hello, thank you. In order to cover broader areas, would that make sense to use satellite imageries, high resolution? You were going to explain that, but happy to get info about that.
As I said, our core is the analysis, so we don't really care where the images come from. But the main problem is that the satellites today have a GSD, ground sample distance, or pixel size, around 25-30 centimeters, and with a drone we can get a GSD of 1 centimeter, 0.8, so the resolution is much higher.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Last one, please.
Last one. two things. Who's your customer? You're selling to the governments or to the companies doing the maintenance? And second is, how do you handle the problems of permissions to fly over roads and all this stuff?
Okay, well, we focus on the two sectors, public and private. But you know that the companies dedicated to conservation, once they have a contract, they follow the contract line by line, so they are not open to make new things. So in our first step, we are focusing on the public companies, making proofs of concept with them, and trying to get something like this service in the specifications. So once this is made, we can go for the private companies. Okay, and about the permissions, you can always fly in the open categories. But the problem is that this is not really interesting economically because you have to go kilometer by kilometer. So we are right now in the process to get an authorization to get beyond the line of sight, okay, just to make the flight survey in a longer branches.
Hello, everyone. I will start with a very big sentence. There is no person or economy untouched by climate change. Now, that's a very big sentence. I didn't say that, but an executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program said it. And now, let's try to understand why is this the case. If we see the number of extreme climate events that took place in the world in the last 70 years, those events have increased by more than 1,100%. And this is due mainly to climate change and urbanization. But those events are not only increasing, but are also becoming very volatile. With the last few years that always pass more than $300 billion of economic losses generated by natural catastrophe. So what we did in Aeolian, we said, can we find a new way to predict extreme climate events? And this is what we do. So giving an address or geographical coordinates, we leverage satellite observation. We are connected to 3 satellite constellations, 2 from the European Space Agency, which is actually one of our partners, and 1 from NASA, an artificial intelligence algorithm that we'll be developing in-house to predict extreme climate events. But what does it mean to predict an event? It means to understand 3 key variables: the probability of an event to happen, the intensity with which these events will take place, and the vulnerability, so the damage that the events will cause to an asset. Now, we do this for all the European continent with a resolution of 30 meters, with a time resolution of 1 year for every year from today to 2100. But why do we do this? I mean, this is nice, this is cool, but why do we do this? We have 3 main market needs to address. The first one is banking. Now, banks have an exposure of 30% of the credit portfolio to extreme climate events, according to the European Central Bank. Now, this is a lot of money. And by 2025, all banks in Europe will need to quantify extreme climate events. Insurance. Insurance have a margin of error between 30 to 60% on extreme climate events. Means around 60 billion of additional losses every year. And then infrastructure, the backbone of any economy, from energy transmission, transportation, telecommunication. Now, with our solution, our clients can, in 1 second, quantify the exposure of an asset to any climate events. We do this for all the European continent, overperforming the state-of-the-art modeling. We were born 2 years ago. We'll be 2 years old next week. And we managed to develop the flood risk, wildfire risk, drought risk, and start to collaborate with the biggest energy infrastructure company in Europe and with the banking sector. We're not just a startup, we're also a benefit corporation. And what we do, our goal, we target 3 main SDGs, 9, 11, and 13. And since I have 9 seconds, I need to rush a little bit. So we're a team of multidisciplinary people from physics, environmental engineering, to data science, to aerospace engineering. Now, climate is changing, so this is my last sentence. We need to act, so let's boost climate resilience together. Thank you.
Okay, judges, questions, please. One over there.
Thank you for the great presentation. What are your sources of data for the estimation? So how do you feed your model? How do you train it? And how are you sure that you have the best model available and best data available?
Now, this is a question that lasts more than 2 minutes, but I will try to be very fast. So from satellite observation, we gather all information from morphological, topological, atmospheric data. And these data that we re-elaborate from satellite, not just images, but of course also sensors, are trained on different sources. So either authorities simulation for some area where these data are available, or physical simulation, so traditional recreation of natural catastrophe, where a lot of data are available, for example, the main rivers in Europe. And then we make the inference with AI, so the AI trains on this specific use case, and then make the inference for all the continent. On the validation, so how we know that it works or not, we have two main ways. The first one is backtesting, of course, so we take all the events that took place in the last 10 years, and we see if the model get it right or wrong. And the second is with official data. So from the European Commission Joint Research Center, we have some, for example, hydrological model for the main river in Europe. So on this data, we can test it. So this is the two ways we do it. I answered in 20 seconds. I don't know how much I did manage.
Very quick.
Very quick. Just understand how strong is the European market push on this, and if banks are already incorporating this solution in their products.
Yeah, so, I mean, market need is all banks supervised by the European Central Bank in 2025. So it will be like a 2026 regulation on the 2025 portfolio. So it will be every banks in Europe. For the insurance also, big regulatory push. In Italy, for example,
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. So a lot of players, they're not incorporating inside because it's periphery activities. So they're all going to third-party providers in the banking industry. For the insurance, it's a little bit different.
Big applause for Roberto. Thank you very much.
Okay, hello everybody. Hydrospace. We call ourselves the Smart Satellite IoT Project. I'm going to try to explain why. I'll give you a couple of facts on market that you already know. 85% of the Earth not covered by terrestrial networks. 40 million IoT devices requiring connectivity in these places. IoT devices measuring humidity, temperature, water quality, air pollution. Industries like smart agriculture, environment monitoring, climate and maritime monitoring, infrastructure monitoring, requiring data in places where there are no network. So, big challenge. The good news is the industry is working on this. The industry is working on this, and big guys like Starlink, you already know them, Kuiper, OneWeb, they are all deploying massive constellations, thousands of satellites with huge investment to cover all this 85% of the Earth that not covered right now. So the question is, what is Hydra doing here? I mean, how can we approach this problem that is already being solved by these big guys with a horizontal platform approach and very deep pockets and with connectivity as a commodity? We are taking a slightly different approach. We are proposing tailored, personalized, integrated solutions for IoT connectivity using satellites, where customers have full control of the infrastructure. The data never leaves the infrastructure they manage. The constellation is fully integrated with the IoT application. So we are going to verticalize different use cases using our technology. We do this based on two facts. Number one, we have our own technology, our own satellites, fully developed by us from scratch, 100% control of the technology, no dependency from third-party, software, electronics, RF, everything done by us. And on the other hand, we can launch a satellite in 6 months for 100K. So we can go to customers and propose, hey, I can build for you a specific, dedicated, verticalized constellation of, say, 16 satellites for $3 million. No money for the kind of customers we are addressing, okay? So in a nutshell, we are going to enable clients to deploy their own tailored, efficient, dedicated IoT constellation where they have full control of the solution of the infrastructure and it's fully integrated with their applications and with the data management. And yes, we are looking for money. So we are implementing a 0.5 million euros funding round with a 3.5 million pre-money. The bad news for you is our current investors are already covering this funding round. The good news is there's still time, so don't be shy. Give me a call, and let's see if you can help us implement this project. Thank you very much.
Wow. Great job.
On time. Okay.
On time,
Okay.
perfect. I'm the only one that I see your name of your company, I go Heil Hydra. I'm the only freak here that
Yeah, I know.
if I
The
say
Mar-
Heil
Mar-
Hydra,
Marvel
I'm not the only
character.
one, right? Yeah, everyone kind of connects with that one. Okay, we're in the room to make this. Okay, judges, question please.
Please.
Thanks a lot. Can you tell us more about the business model, please?
The business model. The business model initiative. We are already making revenue. We are already using this technology to provide companies with what we call in-orbit demonstrations, very low cost, very affordable in-orbit demonstration. This has nothing to do with connectivity. Our second stage is we build dedicated constellations for specific customers. So that's a turnkey project. We go to a customer, say a water and electricity agency in Middle East, and we say, we can build a constellation for you, 16 satellites, deploy them, $3 million. It's a project-based business model. And the third stage is we think we will be able to orchestrate different dedicated constellations in a single one, and then we will be able to get revenues on connectivity. Okay, those are the three steps we are following.
Okay. Other question? We had another question there, right?
So what's the lifetime of the satellite?
Lifetime of this specific technology is between 24 and 36 months. Okay.
And bandwidth?
Say that again?
Bandwidth.
Bandwidth we are managing now for IoT. We are managing very, very low bit rates, 1 kilobit per second, enough to send and receive small data packets with the information I described before.
Okay. Well, big applause to Pablo. Thank you very much.
Hello and good morning. So first question, who wants to go to the moon? Customers. So I'm not here to sell you tickets to the moon. Elon Musk, Mr. Nobody, will do that, but he will be my customer also. How come? Well, a few years ago, the guys at ESA and NASA found out that there's some sort of ice on the south pole of the moon. The Chinese landed this week a probe in the dark side of the moon, also maybe on top of the ice, maybe on a crater. They don't tell us, but well, it will be fun to know eventually. But we want to get there as well. So that ice, it's filled with nasty stuff, so it's definitely undrinkable. Even if you're into mushrooms or something, no, that thing is way beyond that. So what can we do about it? We have come up with a concept to take all those nasty things out and produce water that you can drink. And after that, as a byproduct, we can also give people oxygen for breathing, hydrogen for energy, and even fertilizers. So when you go there, you have a nice place to stay, you have a gas station with a nice garden to sit, and you will be our customer in multiple ways. So, we have a secret recipe filled with very interesting ingredients that are already proven on Earth that we're going to just put together, verify that it works on Earth. Then, we have already started discussions with the guys from NASA JPL, with the Finnish delegation there at ESA, to figure out, okay, who can give us a ride to the moon to test it up. Because, well, the moon is a bit of a challenging environment. You need to deal with the temperature, with the vacuum, with the ray, with pretty much sorts of nasty things. And Bruce Willis is getting old and very expensive to go and save the day. So this has to be fully automated, very small, and very lightweight. So once we get it to work there, well, there's many challenges on Earth that will definitely benefit for this kind of technologies, because you're going to ask me, David, why is NASA doesn't have anything about this? Well, they have not encountered that particular combination of things, and also industries on Earth could benefit of certain combinations. So our system is modular, so we're going to bring it back, and with the works on the moon, customers cannot resist. So we bring back to Earth, we tackle the challenges, then you're going to ask me why you and why not NASA, ESA, the Chinese, anyone? Well, we have been working in our company at ESA, we're in Finland. We have right now Bepi Columbus closing in on Mercury. We have a heritage radiation detector on board. We have Sunstorm right now in low Earth orbit, looking at the X-ray spectra of the sun. We're building now an instrument that will fly with NASA. So we believe that we can make it work in space. Then Antonio Gerling and his team at Achelemar, they're sure that they can purify the water on Earth, and they have already scouted out technologies that will most likely survive. So that's where we go in, but they don't have a single recipe. We have a combination, so it's time to play puzzle, and we're running out of time, so we're building a company to purify water on the moon and bring it back to Earth. Thank you.
That was very good. Okay, judges, Noelia, please.
Thank you. I didn't get at which status of the technology are you at this moment?
Basically, we are at TRL 2, I would say. We have a design. We still need to test that it works on Earth. So then prepare it to go to space with the heritage of one company and the other.
Okay, now a question over there.
Yeah, first, thank you for your pitch. I was wondering, what's your time to market
So we will be selling, right now it costs about 1.2 million US dollars to take a liter of water from here to the moon. How you use it, it's the client's problem. But if I can sell for half the price, and that machine will be spitting out 1 liter per hour, that's already good enough business. Of course, right now you tell, okay, the systems that they take with the astronauts, they're 97% efficient in recycling the water, so it's one of the markets. But Elon Musk now tested his spacecraft, it flies. But he will be very happy if he needs to take less fuel, so he stops by the moon and we give him some liquid oxygen to refuel. Then he can bring more cargo, and I'm sure that he has deep pockets to pay for such.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these opportunities. As you know that we are from India, and now we are setting up our entity in Europe and UK as well. We are invested by Tamil Nadu state government, Indian government as well. Imagine there is a satellite, whatever the satellite, the costliest satellite you are sending, it is one-time usable. Just imagine, it's a one-time. And most of the satellite is actually pushed into death orbit due to the fuel depletions. Almost $100 billion, actually, imagine $100 billion actually pushed into death orbit. And because of that one, there is a lots of base debris, junkies moving around around the earth, and payload problem with this actually, and the fuel valve is not accessible for the refueling and all those things. And high replacement, most of the satellite is actually high replacement costs the satellite is sending. And the debris removals, earlier days actually 25 years, actually you have to remove the debris, but now you have to remove it within 5 years. That is a policy scheme and regulation scheme. So to solve that one, Orbitate has come up with the solution. We are extending the life of the satellite by refueling it. So we have come up with the solution for, we have that docking and refueling interfaces, which will give it to customer and they will launch it, and we will go and do the docking mechanism, docking and refill it. These are mechanisms actually. So these are our tanker satellite. Our tanker satellite go and do that a number of, will refill from minimum 1 year to maximum 10 years. So these are our condoms actually, where our fuel tanker satellite, network of fuel tanker satellites will be available, and we'll go to that, without affecting that customer operation. We'll go and do that refilling and come back, and then we can, again, we'll do that refilling our satellite itself. So, and we've done lots of tests. We are in the TRL 5 to 6, and now this year we are targeting for our launches. And we are also offering not only the refueling tanker satellite, we are refueling propulsion system, refuelable propulsion system. That is also, it is very much important that we are offering. So our unique value proposition, we will give that fuel accessibility and cost effective. We are cost effective refueling in space and dynamic space designs. And when we do that refueling, so you can, we will give that 15x revenue. With that one, you can launch new $350 million satellites in geo orbit. And that's a good market opportunity is coming, and lots of things is there. So we are lots of 1/3 of the market is in geo market. So we can able to do that all the refueling in geo as well as, and we have very good competition in Europe and US as well. And we have a line of Europe and US customer pipelines. And now we are in the TRL 6 and TRL 5 to 6, and now we are launching this year end and demonstrated and qualified. So we have good team, 40 years of experience and good advisor teams. So we are here. Thank you.
Sorry, I have to be the timekeeper here. Thank you, Shaki. Questions, judges? Anyone? I have two there.
Thank you for the presentation. May I ask you, are you working on the tank to refuel, or also on the platform to be compatible with that tank?
Yeah, both actually.
Okay.
Both we are.
Okay, we had another one over there.
Which orbit are you assessing, like GEO, LEO, everyone?
So majority of that customer is in GEO, and that is actually space debris removal vehicle is coming up now. So we are on the talk. So after demonstration, that is, we are going to convert in the signed contract refilling for LEO also. This next year, January, we may get that refilling contract. So, and we have a few contracts for that GEO as well. Yes. Yeah.
So will more efficient engines will be a problem for you, or will it be a scaling market keeping up with the demand?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
The question is about the more efficient engines using less fuel. for the same, let's say, delta V, will it be a problem?
No, yes, good question actually. Yeah, if it is efficient, the engines also is there, the fuel is not there, then your satellite communication payload is working fine, and still if your fuel is not there, then it's a problem actually. There is a big problem is there. So they want to, the satellite operator, they want to use that different strategy. They want to use that satellite from one orbit to other orbit. They want to do more maneuverability, so fuel is required.
Hi everyone. So thanks for the introduction. It was very well explained. We aim at providing agile return transportation for the upcoming space industry. They say that the next cancer treatment will be discovered in space, and there's around 100 companies that are trying to produce and manufacture new substances and new products in orbit. It turns out that exactly as said before, the problem is not getting there anymore. There's around 100 opportunities to launch to orbit every year. This year, probably SpaceX will do 114. But you can only come back every 3-4 months, if you're lucky, and with a wait time of a couple of years. We've been talking to many of these 100 companies that are looking for production in orbit, and what they ask us for is to have opportunities to fly quickly at high cadence, small payloads, to orbit and back for just a few weeks. And that's what we aim at providing. We aim at providing weekly return opportunities from space, ensuring low acceleration, so low stress on the payload, not to kill cells produced in orbit or not to break delicate labs, with a cost-efficient point. For this, we're developing a small vehicle that's called Kestrel that carries around 100 kilograms to orbit and back, guaranteeing less than 3 Gs acceleration, and it's built around a highly autonomous software concept. Just like cars on Earth are becoming more and more software-based, we aim at doing the same with our return transportation vehicle. That allows reducing the cost of operations, which reflects directly on the price point to client, and enables 10 times higher arrival accuracy that results in quick recovery of the payload for the client. We have a 2.5 million, slightly bigger pipeline in LOIs from clients that are interested in flying with us, and 3 clients interested in flying in our first small-scale demonstration vehicle in 26. The way the value chain works, there are big companies, for instance, big pharma or advanced materials companies that are interested in experimenting and producing in orbit. Space lab companies do that service for them, and those space lab companies need to be transported, and we do the transportation. We place ourselves in high cadence, low acceleration niche, so we don't want to compete with big transportation vehicles flying to stations. It's a different business case. They go for volume at lower frequency. And the difference with our competitors, main competitor for us is Atmos, is that we have the capability of limiting the acceleration during entry and increasing the accuracy at splashdown. With more than 12 years experience in space transportation, I've led Space Riders Autopilot for more than 6 years. We've produced our heat shield first samples. Second batch has been produced. It looks way better than that. It's been tested to temperature. We have a mission definition review at the end of the month with a panel from experts from the European ecosystem.
We are out of time, my friend.
Yeah, it's good. No problem.
That's very efficient. They just wipe out your presentation. Big applause for him. Thank you very much. Wait. We have questions. Questions for Francesco, please. Questions? No questions? Pietro?
So your main customers, why do you think they will want to bring stuff from the space back to Earth with your platform and not their own?
And not their own. Yeah. It's like saying, why would you want to ship a container from Spain to the US with a transportation company with a boat built by someone else instead of building your own? If you can build your own, if you've got the time, the money, the capability to build a transportation company, by all means, but it's going to be hard. It's the same thing.
Okay. Another question, Noelia, you had? Yeah.
Could you give some other examples apart of pharma, other eventual customers?
Yeah, so there's actually, market segments are essentially three. There's IoD, IOV, so test of stuff that it's not for bio or materials, but test of equipment in orbit. And there's actually a pretty good interest for this kind of capability because the whole ecosystem is growing a lot and they need to test things and bring them back. The ability of bringing them back and looking at them after flying is paramount. Advanced materials in orbit is also a big branch. Actually, the first, let's say, commercial production of material in orbit to be sold is based on glass fibers, Zeblan fibers. All this seems crazy, but Zeblan has been produced, brought back to Earth, and is ready to be sold. And the price point of these materials goes from 300,000 euros per kilo up to more than $1 million if you go to pharma. So it's those three segments.